Hi, Nancy here, going to show you how my version of trimming fruit trees. I'm a novice, but I've got 180 fruit trees to do, so I'm on my last 2 rows here. So this is a really unruly cherry tree, so what you want to do is stone fruits like plums and peaches and cherries, is you want to open up the middle. We bought this with our property, these fruit trees, and they kind of a little unruly, so we need to really clip a bunch out. We took a lot of middles out. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the middle here so that I'm creating like a bowl. So I want to clip down near the collar, just a little above the collar of the branches. So it's going to feel like surgery, but I like to liken it unto my life. You know, if there's ugly things in my life closing me up, I want to throw them out. So let's see. So I got the biggest main branches, so it's a little more open. Now I want to take my smaller scissors, and I'm going to follow up each branch and open it out. I'm going to cut out the ones that go underneath, and all the little branches that aren't going to do much. They're kind of sickly little branches. Clip them off and neaten it up, and I'm going to get branches that look like they're going to crisscross. You don't want this. When you go to pick your cherries, you don't want to pick them in a mess, or your peaches for that matter. So you want to get off all the little ones. So this one here, you notice, is kind of down here, and when it gets fruit on, it's just going to hang and touch the ground. It's a pretty weak branch. So I'm going to take that off. And this branch here is too close to the others. It's just sitting here in the way. So I'm going to go ahead and clip that one off. Get out of here. Then you want to have somebody come and collect all your branches and throw them out. And this one here is an underneath branch, and it's just kind of weak, so I'm going to get rid of that one. And then this one's just going to stick up. The branches that come and just stick up, and they're like sometimes your branches will grow out and you get all these sticking up in the air. You want to take all those out. And these branches are conflicting with one another. They're going to crisscross, so I'm going to go ahead and fix this little mess up. Get rid of this guy. I don't know, Mark, which one you think? This one and this one, or the top one?
I'd take the bottom one.
This bottom one.
Yeah.
Because the bottom branches are generally going to be weaker. And I might take this middle out because it's going to conflict. Just kind of want to think ahead of what the tree is going to look like down the road. Like I said, it's a very unruly cherry tree. You probably have a better tree than these to work with.
The rule of thumb is you don't want to take more than 30% of the wood out in 1 year. But if you've had trees that haven't been pruned as they should have been in the past, and they're a little bit older, you might have to do more than that in 1 year in order to get them back under control. And your tree will put on a lot of, pretty wild growth that year after you prune them. But then you'll come back the next year, of course, and prune a lot of that out again.
And any branches that come into the center are going to shade your fruit, and you want to open it up so that the fruit will get ripe and sweet, because the sun makes them sweet, and if they're all shaded, then you're not going to have sweet fruits. Like this one here, it's growing kind of in the middle. That's going to be a problem. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that one too. And then what I do is I follow up the major branches. You really want to have a scaffolding in the center coming out of 3 or 4 good strong branches. This one right now looks like it has 4. I might decide to get rid of this one here in the end, but Sometimes I go, well, most of the time I do, I go through and clip a bunch and then come back through later on. But this one here is growing in the center, so I really want to get rid of that one. Sometimes it's better to have your bigger clippers. This one. These clippers here are kind of nice because they'll extend later on as your tree grows. And you see how this is what it looks like. So you can get in there and clip. You want to be really careful of your branches. I don't know why this one.
Twist the other way.
Working. But anyway. So I'll just get rid of all the stick looking ones after that. Watch your fingers. Don't want to cut our fingers. And there's my stick picker upper. Okay, this one's growing in, so I'm going to get rid of that. And these are going to compete right here. You can see that, so I'm going to get rid of that. So now you just generally have a nice, as you come up the branches, you want a decent space in between one branch to the next. You don't want them all tight and close together. So that tree got a pretty good haircut. Okay, I've got a peach tree now, and a few things I failed to mention that I want to go over is you want to prune before the flowers and the leaves pop out while they're still a little dormant. And this is February right now, believe it or not. It's beautiful out here in eastern Tennessee. We did a cherry tree up there. It's a pear or a peach tree, and it should have had the middle open before, so we're going to have to really work at this. And if any experts out there will say any different, go ahead and comment. But I decided to leave these big branches because they're already so big up here, and cut out the smaller branches underneath. Usually your scaffolding would be down here a little further, but we're going to end up having it from here up. So whatever's below your main trunks you want to cut off. Surgery.
Here, Daddy.
Here's one with, you can notice on this branch there's just too many branches all together. So I'm going to put, maybe 6 to 8 inches or so between them. Anything that's hanging down, I'm going to get rid of those. So I think this tree is going to end up, this branch, and this branch will be my center. And then just kind of work this into the bowl up here where I open it out. This is coming in, this is coming in. The other thing that you want to do after you trim is put on your dormant spray. You need to have the dormant spray before the buds puff out.
We're doing that.
Here's another branch where they're conglomerated, and I kind of want to open up this branch. I'll take this out. And then I'll just take and work my way up the branches. That branch, up this branch. Take out the ones that are growing toward the center, and then back on the outside. I want to try to get it to open up in a circle like this. branches. So open up branches, clip tight V's. This is a tight V. Those branches can break it off. Keep branches from crossing over onto each other. Look for ones that are going to grow in toward the center and get rid of those. Those are kind of the clues. Anything that's growing down, that's going to hang on the ground and be weak, you can get rid of those. This probably might grow into a strong branch eventually. We'll just keep an eye on it. So I hope that helps. This is Mark spraying the fruit tree. Really important to be all covered up. Whoops, zoomed in too far. Be all covered up and have, you know, a mask on because it is a chemical. Unfortunately, you know, they say you need to be covered up, but this will keep you from having bugs in your fruit. Right now it's not going on the fruit. You don't want to do it when there's bees buzzing around in the flowers with that, because you could kill the bees. So there are organic sprays that you can use any other spray, but this, you know, for the other types of spraying, which we will get